uphill challenge for Earl Grant. They are not as good without the big kid.
Wes, it changes everything. They play through him. He's ahead of the stake. Defensively, they lag a little bit, rebounding, but most especially how they run their offense and their actions.
Louisville and Withers control the ball. The Cards are in red. Ellis. And down low right away, Huntley Hatfield turns and will draw the foul. Jamel Spearman, Bill Covington Jr., Mark Schnurr on the whistle here in Greensboro. Jaden Zachary draws his first. It'll be the first on Boston College. And the Tennessee transfer, Brandon Huntley Hatfield, who averaged about 5 points and 5 rebounds in ACC play, was scoreless in the start Saturday of the regular season finale at Virginia, goes to the line. And the first one is good. This Louisville team, the struggle has been well documented, losing 4 straight, 8 of their last 9. 4 wins, 2 in league play. Is all Kenny Payne has to show for the work he has done. Huntley Hatfield knocks them both down. A quick check as Louisville slips into some pressure of the Boston College lineup. Makai Ashton Langford. We'll keep an eye on he and Zachary. Explosive pair on the back line.
Puts a lot more pressure on those two, Wes. Having not your anchor in Quentin Post down low. These two are going to have to hunt theirs. They get to be aggressive off the bounce, pursue stuff in the open floor. That's when Boston College is at their best.
Bickerstaff the lob. McLaughlin couldn't finish. Sophomore had it bound away, and here are the Cards with Ellis.
Good spacing to play over the top for McLaughlin to get that look on a post entry.
Early take into the lane and slapped out of there. Looked like Ashton Langford got a hand on it. Here's Zachary. Look at this, give and go. The passing drill and fast break went textbook.
Yeah, I wish Bickerstaff would have held on to that thing, made his own play, played into some contact. Paralysis by analysis, if you will, Wes.
Underneath, and Bickerstaff a tough shot. Cards covered it up nicely.
Teams protecting the goal early on. A lot of deflections playing at the rim. Nothing coming easy.
Jordan, Louisville can play free and fast here today, right?
That's all they should be. And Coach Payne's done a good job of keeping them in that mindset. Look, they don't feel like the world is coming down upon them. He stayed positive, and for that reason, they should just come out here and play basketball.
McLaughlin against Huntley Hatfield, and a field goal, and all 4 Louisville points belong to the 6'10 sophomore Brandon Huntley Hatfield.
And clearly they're making that one of their offensive options here early on. He's got the length, he's got the strength, and he is challenging McLaughlin early on and winning.
Bickerstaff got trapped off the dribble. And now 10 to shoot for Ashton Langford.
Not a lot of movement. Very easy to defend right now. That is a win for the Louisville defense. Not challenged at all, standing in place. Jaden Zachary taking a challenge 3.
Withers lost it on the way up against the freshman Alikbe. And here is the freshman from Minneapolis, Prince Alikbe's 3. And it'll be McLaughlin giving BC a second chance. Bickerstaff the baseline shot. BC on the board, almost 3 minutes in. It's Trainer on the bounce to Huntley Hatfield. He'll turn with the right hand and score easily. McLaughlin went down, no whistle, and Huntley Hatfield's got 6.
This is where, Wes, you miss Quentin Post. That's a 7-footer that provides just a tad more resistance than what the big fella's seen so far down low on the catch. I mean, right now, just getting whatever he wants is Brandon Hunter Hatfield.
And a whistle off the ball. And I believe they're going to ticket.
The Cardinals foul is whistle on 24. Jalen Withers.
It's on Jalen Withers. It'll be his first on Louisville. And there is Kenny Payne, 56-year-old native of Laurel, Mississippi, now the head coach at his alma mater. Terrific player, terrific coaching ledger, and now the head man. McLaughlin's 3. Just his 6th of the year, by the way, Jordan.
He's got a very big ceiling. I think as he develops a comfort with that jump shot, a versatile piece that can defend, buys into what Coach Grant likes to do. He's a Boston College piece.
There's Withers. It rolls out. Rebound for Bickerstaff and the Eagles now. Trailing 1 with the ball. And a hand check foul out on the perimeter against the redshirt freshman Mike James. That'll be his first and the second on Louisville. And there is Earl Grant, who, well, you can't say enough about the work he's done.
We talk about bringing your own juice into an environment like this. These teams playing on the first day of the tournament. I look at a group like Coach Grant's. You know they're going to compete for 40 minutes every time they step on the floor. That's a part of building culture when you take over a program.
Zachary's 3 rattled out. Cardinals the basketball. Ellis wants nothing more than to do this right here and draw a foul. That'll take us to a timeout. Louisville with an early 1-point lead behind Huntley-Hatfield. ACC Network Basketball is brought to you by New York Life. Over 12,000 agents there to help guide you through life's happiest and most difficult times.
Did you know one of Nissan's EVs and one can go 0 to 60 and they're all emission free? Get it? And takes your breath away. They electrify you.
We take you inside BC's locker room with the second-year head coach, Earl Grant.
We should be sweating. We should be working. We should be running. We should be sprinting. We should be talking. We fucking should be dapping. We should be diving. All right? So you got to get after it. Dignity and pride. We talked about that. Look your teammate in the eyes and let's be true to our core. Let's be together in everything we do. Let's go.
Jordan, I just like the approach. Always have. Now the success is starting to follow it.
You know what my eyes go to? The eyes of the players.
Yeah.
Is it resonating with the guys that he's talking to? You see a lot of times coaches give you all that gusto, but there's no buy-in. All eyes were locked in on coach, which means it's a collective buy-in.
Zachary the rebound off the Ellis 3. Ashton Langford left open and knocks it down.
It's big. A team that only gives you about 6 threes per game. If Makai Ashton Langford can get some of those going, it bodes well for an offense that can get stuck in third gear.
BC to a 2-point edge.
You got to get Huntley-Hatfield back down low on that block. McLaughlin has showed an inability to defend that.
Withers a long 3 and one and done again are the Cards.
You see too much of this happen. An offense that has found a solution gets bored with it and does what the defense wants them to do. Take a 3. Louisville also struggles from 3. They've had consistent success with Huntley-Hatfield down low. Get the big fella the touch.
10 to shoot. Bickerstaff got it blocked out of there by Huntley-Hatfield.
So not today.
Nope. Trainer off to Ellis. Here's the dump inside. Kick in the corner. James, a three. Mike James, 35th three of the year. He had 24 Saturday at Charlottesville in the loss to Virginia.
He's a scoring option, a double-figure threat. Good ball movement allows for the clean look. And dare I say, a little bit of momentum and rhythm being discovered by this Louisville offense.
Yep, McLaughlin. 8 to shoot quickly for the Eagles in this possession. Ashton Langford, and it is a three. Another one for Mackay. And all of a sudden, we're trading the lead back and forth here.
That's a 30% three-point shooter. I mean, you're not mad at it necessarily if you contest, but what did I say in the beginning? Stars got to be stars. He's got to elevate his game offensively here.
Inside, hard take. Trainer will draw the BC foul here.
Boston College foul is whistled on number 1, TJ Bickerstaff.
Just, I love the movement here. You know, just a little delayed dribble, lost in translation. Mackay Ashton Langford, he's able to just catch and shoot that here. Not much in terms of pick and roll defense right there. Very soft in coverage. It didn't even look like a drop coverage as much as a disinterested coverage, and allows him to bang down another one from distance.
Trainer the free throw. Cardinals shoot under 73% in conference play at the free throw line, as you see. Chaz Kelly the third come in, a freshman from Houston, into the lineup for Earl Grant, along with C.J. Pena. So here comes another big off the Eagle bench to try and compensate for post not being able to
and it's not going to be good enough. Let's just be very clear. I mean, this is the most improved player in the conference, first one in Boston College program history. What we've seen, though, in that Mackay Ashton Langford highlight of threes is a disconnected group defensively that sometimes with the effort. Sometimes they communicate, sometimes they fight through, but they're the 14th worst defense in the conference because they lack that communication.
Lob pass went awry. And you see that Louisville's gotten into their bench as well. 11 is Fabio Baselli, the 6'4 freshman from Orlando, and also Kamari Lands with the ball there as a freshman from Indianapolis. And Sidney Curry has also checked in, the big fella, to replace Huntley Hatfield.
Sidney Curry should be another guy licking his chops down low. Hasn't had the season he had hoped, but maybe this can be that breakthrough game on the low block.
Trainer for Lands. And Kamari Lands left it on the front rim for C.J. Pena. The well-traveled C.J. Pena, by the way. There's a lob and catch and a layup. McLaughlin at the other end. He's got 5.
Defensive mental lapses. Boston College taking full advantage. Opportunistic in the open floor. Louisville failing to communicate and identify a guy getting back in transition. Eagles
up 3. Vasily, a bounce pass, and this is Curry, and an offensive foul on Sidney Curry.
It's a little bit different when Huntley Hatfield takes that and lowers the boom, and he's strong. Entirely different scenario when big fella Sidney Curry does it. There's a player's boom, and then there's a Sidney Curry boom. McLaughlin in great position, offer himself up to the basketball gods in that sequence.
Yep. You know, you've had Louisville through the regular season. I have as well. Every time you're around Kenny Payne, he wants his guys to play free and play fast, right?
Yes.
When they stop and start trying to sort things out, that's when they get themselves in trouble.
He doesn't want those ball stoppers. He wants space, perpetual movement, cutters. He needs to get some shooters in here for the offense that he wants to run. He'll get there. But, yeah, he hates the ball stopping.
Yep. Here is Kelly trying to work on Basili, and Chaz Kelly threw that over the Louisville bench.
Does Nolan Smith give the basketball back is the question.
Well, Nolan Smith, of course, whose dad was one of the all-time great players at Louisville. Derek and Nolan, of course, terrific at Duke and on the bench for the Blue Devils for years. He flagged that down nicely, I thought.
That's a national champion and one heck of an assistant coach, associate head that makes this staff special.
Yep. Trainer. Here's James again. Routing around, and that's DeMar Langford on the assignment. 10 to shoot, and here's Lands. Madsen moving his feet defensively to try and keep Lands from attacking. Made it a tough shot. Curry tried to tap it around. Reset, and a fresh 20 now for the Cards. Trainer, and a foul on Kelly. That'll be his first. It's the third on BC. Eagles have got a 3-point lead, 8 minutes in. Game 2 of the first round of the New York Life ACC tournament.
That's all, I'm a winner. That's all.
survive the North Pole? 2.8 seconds. But don't get an EV for the E, because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination. Some EVs aren't just electric.
Barclays Center in Brooklyn, and we watched Hunter Couture go wild in the championship game. And Justin Muntz, exclamation point for the Duke Blue Devils. And Virginia Tech wins their first ever Atlantic Coast Conference title.
Now remember, the Hokies weren't going to dance unless they got that AQ as the 7th seed.
There you go.
We see them up there in 2016. But who's the 7th seed entering this one that's not getting in unless they probably become an AQ or at least get to that final?
That would be the University of North Carolina.
They can do it now. They can do it, Wes.
Yep.
Don't get it twisted. It has not been the season that the Tar Heels have wanted it to be. That group can bottle it up here, come together, and maybe go on a run, a special one here in Greensboro. What a story that would be.
Well, we'll see the Hokies of Mike Young tonight against Mike Bray and the Fighting Irish in our last game of the first round here in Greensboro.
They're hoping to send Coach Bray on to the next endeavor. Those Hokies coming out here with a mission. That's a tough matchup for the Irish. It'll be a good one tonight.
Yep. Well, what an emotional scene you had last week at Purcell Pavilion. There's a foul on the drive.
I wasn't crying. You were crying, Wes. Don't put me out there like that.
My people draws the first. 4th on. Here's a look at the bracket. And, of course, the New York Life ACC tournament continues all week on the ESPN family of networks. And you see Virginia Tech and Notre Dame tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern here on ACC Network.
Virginia Tech, another one of those teams. Could be very scary down here.
3-point lead for Boston College, and DeMar Langford on the back down. Oh, tried to set up Lance. Now got caught inside, and Bickerstaff could not finish it. And here are the Cards with a chance. Lance with Ellis. Vasily is the freshman from Orlando, who's seen some more playing time as the regular season is wound down for the Cards. There's Ellis. He is still scoreless in this first half. Second chance. Vasily couldn't find it. Madsen the rebound for BC.
I got to be honest. Curry on that rebound, I'd love for him to get right back and attack the rim.
Yep.
too lackadaisical giving it to the cutter. You've earned that rebound. Sometimes as bigs, that's your only chance at the basketball. Go make a play, but more importantly, be aggressive with it.
Madsen, spin, shot, score. First bucket for Mason Madsen from Rochester, Minnesota, transferred from Cincinnati and has averaged right at about 5 points in conference play for Earl Grant.
And it's BC that's looked drastically different here. Opened up the game 0 for 5 and have turned it into 6 of 9 from the field here as of late.
Yeah, halfway through this first frame, the Eagles have kind of settled in maybe to a little bit better comfort level than Louisville.
No question.
Trainer running hook, a little old school. J.J. Trainer's got his first basket from the floor.
Trainer, one of those guys with great length at the wing spot, can be versatile. Against Virginia, that length was disruptive from a few of those 6'7", 6'8", wiry, sinewy, long guys for the Cards.
Well, J.J. Trainer had 8 double-figure games, or 5 double-figure games in conference play, 16 in the win against Clemson, and he had a double-figure game at Duke, and there's a foul on the perimeter. Vasily draws his first.
Trainer at 6'8", gets a defender on his hip, protects the basketball from harm's way, and elevates and extends, has that angle. That's a winning play from J.J. Trainer, the junior.
Fifth foul on Louisville. And Alik Bey has come back in the ball game. McLaughlin, we've got Ashton Langford, Zachary, and Madsen for Earl Grant's Eagles. McLaughlin, Ashton Langford returns it right back to Devin. Kick out Madsen, and a rebound for Curry. Louisville just 4 of 13 from the floor here in this first half. And 2 of the field goals belong to Huntley Hatfield, by the way, who has come back on the floor for Kenny Payne.
Let's see if Louisville tries to enact some high-low here with the 2 bigs playing off of each other. Maybe they can find some offensive success there. Only 1 assist early on into this game.
There's another guy they need to have the pilot light lit for. And a foul on Ashton Langford.
And if they're going to activate him, they're going to have to run him off some screens, a heavy dose of those pick and rolls where he operates at his best to come off the bounce and hit the mid-range or get to the rim. But you've got to try to get him involved more.
Yep. 2 on Ashton Langford. And here comes Jalen Withers into the ballgame for Sidney Curry.
Now this is where it's got to be a little bit of Ellis, but then Huntley Hatfield, as we talked about, that early success.
Wow, nice bounce pass. Withers the easy bucket. Louisville to within 1. McLaughlin whips it inside. Madsen to catch. Second field goal for Mason Madsen.
Pinned him with the back screen, allowed Madsen to cut right through the teeth of the lane. Wide open for the easy lane.
And that's going to be a block on Ashton Langford. That's his 3rd.
This is just too easy right here, Jalen Withers. Alik Bey was not even paying attention, got tied up on the screen and able to get one. Then here on the other side, oh, he just slipped it. Just a slip from Madsen. Thought he used the screen, actually just slipped it. Good read, heady play.
A little bit of a dice roll by Earl Grant. Doesn't pay off here. You have Ashton Langford on the floor with 2. Jordan, he picks up his 3rd.
Yeah, that's definitely a roll of the dice. And it all goes back to Quentin Post, right?
Yep.
You don't have that offensive presence out there with Quentin out still with the ankle injury. You got to roll that dice, and it bit him. He'll sit probably the remainder of this first half.
I would think you're right. Yep. Here's Ellis on the drive. Huntley Hatfield recovers. He'll draw a foul. Ellis is still scoreless.
These are shots he makes.
No question.
There was one, he came off the ball screen on left side of the wing, pull-up jumper in rhythm. The release point was weird. The delivery was off, and he missed. That layup in traffic, he's at his best. Couldn't convert there either.
Got 2 shots for Huntley Hatfield on the Boston College foul. And the first one rattles out. Don't forget Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, right here on ACC Network, the ESPN app. A full Nothing But Net men's and women's selection special. Break down the brackets, preview all the games. Kelsey Riggs leads the show. Luke Hancock, Carlos Boozer, Joel Berry, Muffet McGraw, Kelly Gramlich, and more, I'm sure.
It's my kind of party right there. He's got the fist pump from Luke Hancock. He's ready to party. It's March.
The legendary Louisville Cardinal.
Can he get out there and get some shots up for the Cards, Mr. MOP?
Yeah. Wonder if we could set a screen to free Hancock. Aligbe.
Aligbe's a fascinating piece.
Yes, he is.
I talked to Coach Grant earlier this season about him, and he said the guy has a chance to be great. Not good, to be great. And that's a little taste of what he can deliver from mid-range.
I tell you, he is one of about 3 young guys on this roster for BC. 3 rattles out from James, where player development in year 2 and into year 3
nailed it, Wes.
Could be really critical.
Nailed it. He can check so many boxes. He can guard multiple spots on the floor. He can shoot it. He can put it on the deck. Physically, he can rebound in traffic. Presents a lot.
DeMar Langford back at Ellis, down with 5 to shoot. James tried to dig in. No, ball away. Pretty shot from DeMar Langford for his first basket. And now Boston College starting to find some offensive rhythm.
Let me tell you, that was no until it became yes. Tough shot made from DeMar Langford back from Illness.
Baseline jumper knocked away. And last touched by Louisville. So Boston College, Jordan, has kind of found some options here offensively. Some easy, some tougher, right?
Some versatile pieces, too. Aligbe pulls up, hand in his face from mid-range. Book it. Then DeMar Langford with the fadeaway. Gets it to go.
Survive the North Pole, 2.8 seconds. But don't get an EV for the E, because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination. Some EVs aren't just electric.
About the ACC postseason awards. I'll tell you this, it was arguably one of the most difficult voting processes in 20 years. You see, of course, Isaiah Wong, Player of the Year, Jeff Capel, Coach of the Year, Filipowski, a runaway for Rookie of the Year. Reese Beekman, Defensive Player of the Year. Nike Sabandi plays here tomorrow, the 6th Man of the year. And, of course, Quentin Post, the most improved player in the ACC, but not playing tonight because of a sprained ankle suffered in the Georgia Tech game on Saturday. And, of course, you see the foul trouble from Mekhi Ashton Langford. Jaden Zachary is scoreless from the floor, and inside McLaughlin missed the layup. Huntley Hatfield bothered it, but now, boy, DeMar Langford going to give the Eagles another chance here. Inside Alik Bay.
And that's what Alik Bay can do. He identifies L. Ellis of smallish, slight frame, is defending him, put my high knee on him, back him down, get to the place where I can offer that up in the painted area. High IQ execution from the young guy.
Lead 8 for BC. And a travel called on Louisville.
It's just coming easier offensively for Boston College at this point. 10 field goals, 7 assists to convert those 10 field goals. Meanwhile, it's 5 field goals on 2 assists for Louisville.
Yep. Cards got to get Ellis fired up here, don't they?
They got to find ways to get him the bat. He's got to want to go get it like he has all season long.
Zachary on the drive, and a block will be called on the aforementioned Elbert Ellis III. It'll be his first, and it is 6.
Just was never in position right here. Wasn't in position to guard, quite frankly, on a catch from Jaden Zachary. Jaden Zachary, tough-minded to fight to get to his spot to draw that whistle.
Zachary was a freshman transfer, junior college. Played just 1 year at junior college. He went to Chipola in Florida, where he played for Donnie Tyndall. And a year ago, Zachary was a 10-point scorer in conference play, and he's right in that neighborhood again. And, there is Mike Young.
Get your popcorn ready.
Huh? No question. Zachary hits both free throws. 8-0 to run here by the Eagles.
And Boston College going to like to go with a little bit of pressure here.
Lead is 10 for Grant's team. Remember, Earl Grant just didn't go up there and get the T-shirt in Brooklyn a year ago. He went up there, won 2 ball games, and nearly beat Miami.
But Miami, that's right.
To go to the semis. Played back-to-back overtime games after erasing Pitt in the first round by 20. And stripped inside, and now we got a shot clock violation. And I think Louisville wanted the foul as Traynor got raked inside, but no whistle there.
And some of that full court pressure actually boded well for the Eagles there. Shortened the shot clock.
Right.
Louisville got late into their action, and the time they wanted to attack, Ellis draws the double. By the time he dumps it off, it's a shot clock violation. So good execution there defensively from Coach Grant's squad.
Chaz Kelly now, the freshman from Houston, wearing 00, operating the offense here for BC. And unforced error there. Langford just turned it over.
Got to capitalize here if you're Louisville. Can't get it going in a half court. You've got to be opportunistic when the open floor opportunities present.
Inside 5 to go. James on the drive, the leaner, and I believe we're going to get a block on DeMar Langford. It'll be his first 8th team foul on the Eagles.
For the most part, look, Louisville, you know they're going to try and get downhill. They're going to lower their head and try and get into the painted area. Credit to the Eagles' perimeter defense. They've not allowed much there. They've showed true resistance. They've made them meet a chest. I've been pretty impressed with what they've been able to take away, albeit from a Louisville team that's struggling. I get that.
4 for James. Pena and Bickerstaff back for Boston College. McLaughlin and Langford will take a seat for the Eagles. Mike James is a guy who, had he been available at Louisville a year ago, probably would have impacted the Cards in that 13-19 campaign. He ruptured his Achilles in October of 21 and was lost for the campaign. Boy, they liked everything about him, though.
Bright future for him, too. He's another one of those high-ceiling guys, no question.
Got 5 here in the first half. Lead is 8 for Boston College. Zone provided by Kenny Payne's team.
So you got to flash, and that's honestly where Prince is best, being that mid-post at the nail guy, the most vulnerable part of that zone defense. That's got to be a personnel switch. Get a League Bay right there at the ACC logo and let him break down that defense, read and react. Built for it.
Traynor tees one up, bodies down underneath the basket. Bill Covington's got a whistle. And let's see what we have here. They're going to send everybody to the benches here.
I think they're going to say, is that Bickerstaff caught up there? I think they're going to look.
Jamel Spearman, what did he tell you, George?
Checking to see if the shot went off in time before the foul.
They're taking a timeout here. So we will step aside, come back and look at it. We'll see if Louisville got the benefit of a 3 and a foul next. Is going on at once. First of all, we're going to get the 3, and that is Trainer with the 3 ball.
J.J. Trainer gets the 3 ball to go. Now watch the low block. Huntley Hatfield going head to head there with T.J. Bickerstaff. They're going to call T.J. Bickerstaff for the foul. So that puts Huntley Hatfield to the free throw line for a 1-and-1, a potential for a 5-point play.
Yep. First one good for Brandon, who quite frankly buoyed Louisville early. Then he went to the bench, and Louisville kind of lost a little bit of their rhythm.
And I think there's a disconnect with this Louisville offense because L. Ellis has not gotten activated.
Correct.
He's scoreless on 0-5 shooting, and because of that, they're searching every time down for how are we going to score it when typically it's L. Ellis ... We figure out what we can to fill in the blanks.
7-0 run by the Cards on a 5-point trip.
Changes everything.
Absolutely.
One possession game all of a sudden for a game that feels like the Eagles have been dominant.
Pena.
But to Louisville's credit, they forced 9 whistles.
Madsen into traffic. Pena the 3. And nicely done on a box out.
It's a good block out for Withers.
Yeah, sure was. All of a sudden the Cards have a chance here. Ellis still scoreless. Here's James. Hard drive on Madsen. He will draw the foul. Mason Madsen's first. 10 now on Boston College. There were 2 shots coming anyway for Mike James. Don't forget Saturday afternoon, some of the top lacrosse teams in the nation highlight our triple header on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Kayla Trainer's got Syracuse hosting Notre Dame, presented by Ally, and then we'll go to the men's side. #1 Ohio State visits Coach Corrigan and the Irish.
There you go. Shout out to Coach Corrigan.
Absolutely. And
Notre Dame's first family.
Lars Tiffany and Virginia host Towson. Another great day of lacrosse here on ACC Network.
Credit to Mike James as we talk about the redshirt freshman and his ceiling. What he has done is he's applied that offensive pressure that has warranted the whistle several times here early on. He needs to continue that aggressive approach. A Louisville team that doesn't shoot it well, they got to get into that painted area. He's been the lead cog in that operation.
Saw the 10-point average. Averaged 12 against the league. He's got 7 here in the first half, and Pena going to get charged with a foul.
How high did Withers get up?
Yeah, Withers
elevated to grab that one. And again, going back to the physical play, this contact takes him to charity stripe for 2. Got up high, not a clean catch. Pena in no position, but still elects to foul. And you got to think, if you're Pena, that foul, 94 away from the rim, the other way, does you no good, and now it's a scoring opportunity.
Let me tell you about the well-traveled C.J. Pena here, Jordan. He started his college career at Taylor University in Indiana, where he scored 1,148 points in 3 years.
Pretty good.
Then he went to Trevecca Nazarene in Nashville. 1 year, right? At Trevecca, Division II, 20 points, 10 rebounds.
Everybody's going to Nashville these days.
Well, yes, they are. But he played basketball there. So he's been 3 schools, and yes, he's a beneficiary of the bonus year.
So, yeah, I mean, smart move.
Yeah.
Smart move.
10-0 run, and this thing is tied at 25. Withers has 4. And L. Ellis is scoreless.
And this is where the length in that zone, Louisville can have some success, but great move there from DeMar Langford to get into the painted area. Play off of 2, cerebral execution.
27-25. Here's Huntley Hatfield. Dumps it. Catch. Layup. Trainer method on the front rim. Pena out of there with it.
Trainer didn't know what he wanted to do. Hoof it or finger roller. Always elect to go with the former.
McLaughlin bothered by Huntley Hatfield. Cleaned up Withers. Cards hurry. They may have a 2-man advantage. Here is Ellis to the basket, and he's on the board.
That is huge. Not only because it puts Louisville into a tie ball game, but it gets their star going. An easy one for L. Ellis. Gets him to see the ball go in the basket, and now your leader's engaged offensively.
Other end of the floor, Withers draws the foul. It'll be his second. But more
nice swing pass. Withers gets it cross court, and there's just a gap. Perfect lane, seamless for L. Ellis to get to the rim.
2 shots for Zachary. 81% on the year. Boston College is just 3 for 3 at the line. In Saturday's home loss to Georgia Tech, Eagles only took 11 free throws on the final day of the regular season.
And if I'm Louisville, I'm sticking with the zone. Allow their length to provide a somewhat of an advantage there defensively for a group that's the worst defense in the conference.
Right.
Those are facts.
Yep. Zachary really up into Ellis defensively. Now here's Withers, another run to the basket and gets the roll.
It's tough.
Yeah, it is. Difficult shot. It's harder to defend, maybe. Langford, here's McLaughlin. Look at this inside. Little fellas to work.
Hey, he's got that in his game. James Zachary is known to post at times. He's a physical guard. Doesn't have great size, but he has a physicality to him. Something that L. Ellis lacks. Advantage Zachary on a block.
2-point lead, 100 seconds to play in the first half. Ellis back inside and 1. Whoa.
I'm telling you, he needed that bucket in transition. He just needed to see one go in, and now it's back to the old L. Ellis. Degree of difficulty in traffic amongst the trees high, but how about Jalen Withers with the finish in the painted area? This is a Louisville group that's now getting downhill, and over McLaughlin does a good job with that offhand, shielding McLaughlin away from the block and generates an angle to finish.
So 31 all, and L. Ellis, the 12th best free throw shooter in the ACC, to the line, and the Cards are in front. 5 fast ones for L. Ellis.
I probably should have mentioned to you before we got started here. Every game I've called in conference has been a close one this year. So
nice.
Buckle up, partner.
Dave O'Brien and Corey Alexander rode it to the final second. Why shouldn't we?
I am no damn botter. I wouldn't even pretend to be. That's a legend. But I at least deliver good ones on the floor when I'm sitting in this chair.
Okay.
I can promise that part.
All right, mark it down with 1:10 to go in the first half. Pena shooting. BC cannot find the basket. Louisville up 1. And here is Ellis. Spinning into traffic, foul line fadeaway. And Pena beats Huntley Hatfield to the bounce. Aligbe. Long 2. And the rebound pulled away by Traynor.
It's just a low percentage opportunity for Aligbe to just dribble, and settle, Wes.
Kenny Payne going to use his use it or lose it 30 here. Final possession of the half coming up next.
V survived the North Pole. 2.8 seconds. But don't get an EV for the E, because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination. Some EVs aren't just electric.
And who's waiting on them? 7th seed North Carolina. See if they can find the magic dust the Hokies had in Brooklyn last year. And the Tar Heels are on hand. There is a former national champion. That's Sean May, by the way, Jordan.
Sean May is the man.
Yep.
I just don't understand why I've been confused for him a few times here. I honestly don't get it.
Yeah.
But if I was able to change lives with somebody, I'd take Sean May.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
It's amazing. How many people have seen Jordan Cornette and think it's Sean May? I mean, you got the haircut and everything.
Hey, if I'm ever going to get a chance to sign an autograph in Greensboro, that's going to be my lane.
Ellis can't finish. Huntley Hatfield spots him. 11 first half points for Huntley Hatfield, and that hit the back of the rim. But DeVille takes a 3-point lead to the locker room.
Louisville's ability to get downhill. The driving lane from L. Ellis, that kind of drive begets an offensive rebounding opportunity for Huntley Hatfield, who got the game started.
Up 3 here, Jordan.
Let me tell you how I know that Joel Berry and Luke Hancock are gunners. When a guy shot the ball 9 times in the first half and they go, he's letting it come to him. L. Ellis is taking 9 shots. How many shots do you guys take in a game? I don't even get it. It's unbelievable.
Clearly, you're talking to Hancock.
I mean,
Clearly,
those
Hancock.
are volume guys over there.
Clearly, Hancock, the directed of the comment. Ashton Langford here, letting the game come to him on 9 shots, right? Down low, here's McLaughlin. BC goes right to the block, and the sophomore from outside of Atlanta's got his 3rd field goal.
And they're going to apply some of this pressure again. Yeah. They want to try and speed this thing up a little bit, shorten that clock, make Louisville have to figure this thing out with the shot clock winding down. It slows you. It's not a ton of pressure, but now you get into your action a little bit later, and now you're chasing a clock in a half-court set.
Withers had a very quiet 6 points in the first half for the Cards. Averaged almost 10 in conference play. Ellis in front of Kenny Payne. And a front rim miss, and then Huntley Hatfield's going to be called for the over the back, and that'll be his first.
Didn't like the possession from the beginning. Very congested in that mid area, mid post. It looked like BC was showing zone. Clearly there is some confusion from Louisville in that first possession.
So here's Zachary. He's got Mekhi Ashton Langford, TJ Bickerstaff, Prince Aligbe, and of course Devin McLaughlin, who had the basket a moment ago. For Earl Grant, who is 2-1 at the ACC tournament in just his 2nd year.
Looking to add on to that win total.
Boy. Zachary, a little dig and dive for the 3. Off the mark, Aligbe had it, lost it. James had it for a moment. And here's Bickerstaff in traffic and draws the foul.
Aligbe didn't get the offensive rebound, but active, chasing to generate a second chance opportunity. That's what you want to see from a group that was kind of pushed back on their heels to conclude that first half. Come out here and provide a fight to open up the second stanza.
Third on Withers, second quickly on the Cards. And here's Bickerstaff, who's played 20 or more minutes in each of the last 2 games after playing only 18 total minutes in the previous 2, Jordan. This is a guy who does not give him a ton of scoring. And I say that recognizing he's got his 3rd point, as you see Kamari Lands come onto the floor to replace Withers. But Bickerstaff seems to kind of epitomize all the little dirty things that Earl Grant wants to do.
And they got a few of those guys, right?
Yep.
And I think that'll be the evolution, is adding some more scoring, because they are kind of log jammed with those guys. You know, Pena's kind of one of those guys. Aligbe, who's got a way higher ceiling, but currently serves as kind of one of those guys. Definitely have grinders, and that's why they're always a difficult out.
They've also got a young 6'11 freshman at nearly 230 pounds, and Armani Mighty on the bench, who does not play a lot but has the physical skills and the physical set to be a real player development piece for the Eagles. Here's Ellis on the drive, batted out of there, recovered nicely and stuffed home by Traynor.
Against the zone, I like Louisville's ball movement, which ultimately ended up on the left side baseline, allowed Ellis to catch and drive it. And when he drives it, collapses the defense, offensive rebounding opportunities.
Wait a second.
How about that one?
Aligbe, I think, had it knocked out of his hand, and it caromed off the window and went in.
Like I always tell you, Wes, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Oh, no,
I released it. Okay.
He let that thing off.
Huntley Hatfield, his 2nd.
But you know what he did? He lost it midair, collected it, and guided it through.
So Prince Aligbe, who attended the same high school as Jalen Suggs and Chet Holmgren. Minnehaha Academy outside of Minneapolis cannot finish on the 3-point trip. Must have been a pretty good high school town. I'm just going to wager that with Suggs, Holmgren, and Aligbe, they weren't bad.
No. Whoever beat them, I want to meet those guys.
Yeah. Eagles by 1.
Eagles playing this extended 2-3 look. And again, the way to beat it, at that ACC logo on the catch.
Ellis. Oh, rolls one in on the baseline.
Or your guards being aggressive. And in all seriousness, that's kind of what Luke and Joel were alluding to. You got to be aggressive picking your spots. Ellis taking it upon himself to be that guy aggressive against the zone. The guy most fully capable of beating it.
Ellis now 7 in the ball game on his 3rd field goal. Inside, McLaughlin between 2 Cards, able to push it in. 9 points for Devin McLaughlin.
Like how McLaughlin posts.
Yeah.
He posts with a passion. Shows 2 hands. Allows those perimeter guys with size to want to feed it down low to him. Winning before the catch.
Seems to play bigger than 215 pounds, too. 3-ball Ellis.
Okay, here he comes.
Aha.
Here he comes.
Turns and shows Jordan the 3 fingers as he rolls back down the floor.
Whoa.
Hey, 12, make sure you know I'm over here.
Yes, sir.
Ashton Langford fights through traffic and scores. 8 now for Mekhi Ashton Langford.
And it's important to get him activated once more. Spent those remaining 9 minutes saddled with his 3rd foul. Got to get him back into the offensive rhythm of things.
Tied at 41. Here's Lands on the drive, and
that's got to count. That's basket interference. That should be and 1.
Bill Covington has got a foul on the baseline. And now Jamel Spearman and Mark Schnur are going to talk. The foul is going to be on Aligbe.
That's a miss. That should be and 1. That was basket interference on the rim while the ball was offered up. Take a look. Now Aligbe is going to play at the rim. That's basket interference.
Yep. But 2 shots for Kamari Lands. Lands is scoreless. 6'8" freshman from Indianapolis, and that falls in. This is Kenny Payne's first signee. This guy right here out of Hillcrest Prep in Arizona, where he averaged 33 points and 11 rebounds. He had verbaled to Louisville before Payne was hired. And then when Kenny Payne got the job, the first guy was Kamari Lands. 2 points for him, and his ACC tournament debut has pushed Louisville back in front. Driving is Bickerstaff, and a foul on Traynor. Jordan, when Louisville defends, are they giving too much on the first bounce?
Yeah, no question, and that's something you got to tighten up. But the guys called for L. Ellis to put the team on his back, Wes.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how he's responded. Oh, you're not going to respect me from 3? I'll give you a 3-piece nugget. And then I'll turn to Cornette in the crowd and say, smooch.
Reminder to benefit local boys and girls clubs. Score points for your school, and after the tournament, the local boys and girls clubs will receive a donation from New York Life based on their affiliated ACC teams' final ranking. And as always, thanks to New York Life.
Not gonna lie, I see some talent out there on the court in basketball in its purest form.
Looking for a run here in the Piedmont, are you?
There you go.
Here is Bickerstaff at the line, 60% free throw shooter, now 3 of 3 today. This is game 2 earlier today. Javon Franklin's free throw with 0.3 of a second left pushed Georgia Tech past Florida State 61-60. So the Jackets now move on to meet Pitt in one of tomorrow's second-round games. The winner of this one will see North Carolina.
Wow, what a
There's a lob and finish by Trainer.
What a look from L. Ellis. Put that ball the exact place he needed to. Trainer high points it and punctuates it.
Cards back in front by 2. Ashton Langford feeds Bickerstaff, missed the layup, and now here is Ashton Langford who can't finish. Bickerstaff a third try.
Huntley Hatfield has had 3 to 4 sequences where he's tipped at the basketball as a defensive rebounder. With his length, size, and strength, grab that thing with 2 paws, outlet it, go the other way. That's on a big fella.
Tied at 45 again. Trainer. And the rebound for Boston College.
I can't say enough about that alley-oop. That degree of difficulty, high.
Yep.
They made that thing look seamless.
There's McLaughlin. Nice bounce pass. And Zachary turns on Ellis. And L. Ellis will pay for it with the foul.
Check out the vision here from L. Ellis. This is a 3-quarter court delivery. Eyes up the whole time. Excuse me, just across half court. Puts it over McLaughlin into the hands, and he had his eye on his wing the entire time.
Right.
Trainer goes up and gets that thing. Just impressive athleticism with vision from the scorer and playmaker in L. Ellis.
Zachary's got 6, 4 of 4 at the line. And the front end miss for Jaden Zachary. That's Boston College's second miss in 10 tries today. Eagles come in at almost 77% as a team in conference play. 72.5 in the regular season. Little things like the free throws, Jordan.
Yeah, Louisville's had a penchant for fouling, violating a lot here in the second half. Could come back to haunt him.
And a foul on Bickerstaff. Louisville is playing with a ton more energy than what we saw in half 1.
Yeah, I mean, you see this all the time, Wes. I think teams get shell-shocked by the environment. It's a first day. I mean, there's not going to be a ton of energy. You get in that locker room, you kind of get a little bit of a lather and a sweat going. You go, okay, we've got to do this. And those teams kind of up the ante in the second half.
10 to shoot for James. Trainer of a double team, 3 to shoot. Back for Trainer, always open for 3. Couldn't buy it. Ashton Langford the rebound, and the 6th foul of the second half on Louisville.
I like the decision from L. Ellis to go right back to Trainer because he saw the defense immediately move back in and pack the paint. Clean look from I actually don't mind that look to kick it back and take the baseline 3 from JJ.
So here's Boston College now, 1-point advantage. And Zachary lets that ball roll all the way into the front court.
And now it's Louisville showing zone once again.
Quick pass, Jaden a shot fake. Carries the drive into the lane, and a 7th foul on Louisville. And this one's going to be against Sidney Curry.
We're at 14 minutes left in the second half.
Yep. We've got a lot of free throws coming your way, Mr. Cornette. Yep. And we'll have 2 shots. BC was 4 of 4 at the line in the first half. They're now 5 out of 8 at the stripe here in the second half. And Earl Grant, who grew up in North Charleston, South Carolina, went to Georgia College in Milledgeville. As a player, was part of 2 Peach Belt Conference titles at the Division II level. And then has a remarkable coaching pedigree. Wichita, Clemson, ran his own shop. College of Charleston, did a terrific job. At the college. Foul line jumper James. And knocked out of bounds. It will belong to Boston College.
Right idea, though. Mike James flashes right that mid-post area. Saw a jump shot he's fully capable of making. Had his decision made that he wanted to go ahead and take that shot. So I'm okay with that. That's where that defense is most vulnerable, is both sides showing that 2-3 zone-ish look.
So here is Zachary and Ashton Langford, and Louisville popping back into that zone look. Bickerstaff. Here is Zachary. Look at the spin and the score. Jaden Zachary's second field goal. He's got 10.
Zachary's done a masterful job carving it up and getting into the paint. He's been the one who's been in attack mode. Drew a few of those whistles. That time gets clean to the rim for the finish.
Lead is 4 now for Boston College. Louisville led 3 at the break. 11 to shoot. Lands a floater. Offensive foul, says Mark Schnurr.
How about McLaughlin doing the little things? He saw Lance coming with a full head of steam. McLaughlin, elite anticipation. And then on the other side, swing pass, a gamble from Ellis, a spin to win against Withers. And Zachary gets in there for the finish.
So the offensive foul on the freshman lands his first. 8 of them on Louisville. 7 minutes gone in the second half. Boston College, who trailed 3, leads 4.
Smart idea getting Sidney Curry in a pick and roll defense. Try and see if you can get advantage.
A League Bay, that's an air ball, and it'll be out of bounds to Louisville.
I like a League Bay. Gotta be honest, more as a forward. Him playing at this 3, he's out of position, and I understand why they're doing it because of the personnel, but it's taking away his ability to be the player that he can be. I'd like to see a mid-range, low block, and occasional look from 3. But he's out there pretending to be a position that, quite frankly, he's not right now.
Jordan, he came into the ballgame with 44 three-point attempts on the year. And shooting at a percentage of right at 30%. 6 to shoot, and Withers with 4 on the clock. Skips, Ellis catches, shoots. Nope. And punched out of there, last touch by Sidney Curry. So it will belong to Boston College. Game has kind of gone unhemmed a little bit here at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, there's no real rhythm on either side, but if I'm the Eagles, I'm continuing to be in attack mode because you can earn these unguarded from the charity stripe as much as you want here in this second half if you continue to play aggressive.
Ashton Langford shoots over a screen. And Withers the rebound. There's a Boston College foul on McLaughlin. That'll be his 3rd. It'll be the 3rd on BC in half 2. First round action. Game 2 continues from Greensboro in a moment.
Survive the North Pole, 2.8 seconds. But don't get an EV for the E, because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination. Sun EVs aren't just electric.
Well, don't forget tonight, Brooklyn and the Hokies meet. Oh, there's our man, huh?
Ready to rock. Keep it loose. Nothing to lose.
Got the coffee, Mike Bray. In fact, the only 15 seed to advance against the 10 was Maui Mike and the Irish in 2019 at Spectrum Center in downtown Charlotte when they got 20 points and 10 rebounds from John Mooney to beat Georgia Tech 78-71. It offset a 25-7 night from Moses Wright.
Moses Wright. How about the player he became at Georgia Tech, and obviously the career for Irish fans that John Mooney had is just a guy that got better every season.
Yep. Tell you what, when you went Bonzie, Colson, John Mooney, you did okay, huh?
Bonzie, Colson. Woo.
Yeah.
Jeff Capel, Coach Jeff Capel, Coach of the Year Jeff Capel, still talks about what he did at Notre Dame against Duke in the conference tournament. Said that guy was a bear.
Yes, he was.
Flat out scored.
Yep.
Hat tip to Coach Jeff Capel, by the way. Job well done.
Yep.
Nice to be recognized for the job well done. Very deserved.
Here is Lands teeing up one. And good.
I like it.
Kamari Lands, a 32% three-point shooter, has got his first field goal of the tournament.
But when you catch, you've got yourself in position, shoulder square, feet set, no defense around. You become a 45% three-point shooter.
Zachary, hard drive into traffic. Nice pass, Aligbe for the dunk.
Zachary is taking control of this second half. Driving it, finishing it, drawing whistles, delivering it to teammates. It's been a difference here in the second half.
Boston College has equaled their paint total from the first half already here in the second half. They've got 12 in each frame and back to a three-point lead. 8 to shoot. Trainer tried to bounce it to Curry. Left-hand hook is short, and 1 and 1 coming at the other end because we got a foul on Trainer.
Kamari Lands is sitting here in position. Defense comes late. Good look in delivery. He'll get better as a three-point shooter, which will add to the ability and threat he presents it again. That whirly-derving, like wheeling, dealing, just he has a game plan, and he's not going to beat you with quickness. He's just savvy with how he moves there, draws defenders, kicks for the easy lay-in. He's done it time and time again here in the second half.
Makai Ashton Langford, front end of the 1 and 1 is good. He leads Boston College in free throw percentage at 88%. And here comes Huntley Hatfield back, and he's coming for Jalen Withers. And so Withers will check out. Second one from Ashton Langford. He's got now 10 in the ballgame, Jordan. Third double-figure effort in the last 8 games for Makai. Lead is 5 for Earl Grant's team. Deflection at the foul line and somehow rerouted back to Ellis, and then Zachary stole it. Jaden Zachary against Lands and swatted.
Tell you what, Lands has a chance to be special.
Yep.
How about the timing here? The elevation. I mean, he won that one from the time they crossed that timeline going that way.
Ashton Langford. Oh, my goodness. Folded up between 2 guys. Threw it up on the window and got the friendly bounce. A 6-0 run for Boston College has pushed it to a 7-point lead. Trainer lands from behind Zachary. Almost followed that in. Foul on Zachary.
Mari Lands starting to put it all together, but speaking of putting it together, Makai Ashton Langford went up and under. I believe they call that in basketball the scoop and score as well.
They do. They do. And here is Lands back to the free throw line. And misses the free throw.
So Lands has shown you the ability to make the three, the athleticism to block the shot in the open floor, and the athleticism to rebound from the wing position and generate second chance opportunities. Freshman. Incredibly high ceiling is one of the pieces amidst this very steep challenge of rebuilding this program back to where guys like Luke Hancock once had it.
Yep. Missed both free throws. 7-point lead. It stays for Boston College. Feels like a dangerous time of the game here for Louisville.
No question. No question. This thing could inflate to double figures, or Louisville could turn around and come back in it.
Aligbe the catch.
This is it. That's where he's at.
And against James, can't finish.
It's okay, but that's where he needs to hover right now.
Louisville may need Ellis to turn it up. Into traffic and draws the foul. So free throws coming. Don't forget, we've got ACC baseball coming up. Game of the week Friday night. How about Elliott Avon headed to Alex Rodriguez Field at Mark Light Stadium. Number 19 NC State. Gino DeMari and Miami square off first game of their 3-game sets on ACC Network with coverage at 7 o'clock Eastern and also available on the ESPN app. Fourth foul on Makai Ashton Langford as Ellis misses the free throw with 9:25 to play.
DeMar Langford Jr. on the floor from Boston College.
And another free throw for L. Ellis. He had 8 games of 20 or more in the ACC the regular season, including a 30-burger against Miami. 33 of them.
He's got that ability.
Yep. Look away, McLaughlin into the corner. Madsen lands almost able to punch that out of there. The lead is still 6 here for the Eagles. DeMar Langford turns, missed the layup. Aligbe collects and scores.
But again, it was DeMar Langford understanding, I got L. Ellis on me. I need to play in the post. Good shots beget good offensive rebounding opportunities, and that sequence plays to success.
Trainer 3, too strong. James the rebound. Tried to reverse it up. Saved out of there, and it's Zachary on the run. 3-on-1. Madsen thought about the back out 3. Boy, Lands did a good job to recover.
Madsen wanted to fan out for 3, where I thought that should have been a catch. Take it to the rim.
Inside Zachary and foul. That's going to be 10 on Louisville. And it's on Mike James. It's his 3rd.
It's been a complete flip of what the first half was. It was BC fouling a lot, Louisville winning. Now the story's changed.
Irish are stretching in the hallway here at the Coliseum in Greensboro.
The great coach Tony Rolinski, my strength coach, been there for about 25 years.
Free throw by Zachary rims out. That's the thing, and we will get to that tonight. You do what Mike Bray's done at South Bend, Indiana, the impact that his administration has had on the program. He took it from good to great, Jordan.
At a time where it sorely needed it.
Yep.
You remember what the 90s were for Notre Dame basketball.
A little bit of a bounce around with leagues and things like that, right?
There was no identity to the program.
Yep.
And you knew for 23 years we were going to score the ball, take care of the ball, and win games.
Huntley Hatfield's first marker of the second half comes on an easy layup. Great feed from Ellis. Still a 6-point BC lead.
Ellis 5 assists, really distributing that thing as well as starting to score it here.
Under 8 to go now here in Greensboro. Winner gets Carolina tomorrow in the 3rd of the second round games, and there's a foul on James, and that will be his 4th. 6-point lead for BC.
L. Ellis is a flat-out playmaker with the ball in his hands. We know about his scoring ability, but underrated his vision. Waits. Huntley Hatfield says, I'll go ahead and take that easy layup. Louisville fighting.
6-point lead for Boston College. Especially with 2 shots on every common foul the rest of the way for BC.
Yeah, it was Louisville pushing that aggressive envelope, getting to the free throw line in that first half. And BC took a page right out of the Cards book here in the second half. And that guy at the free throw line is a huge reason why. Jaden Zachary posting up, driving it, pushing it, trying to push the pace at every turn. And he's got to the free throw line and drawn a ton of those whistles here in the second half.
Zachary 6 of 10 at the line. And misses another one. He's now missed 3 in a row. And in this half, 3 out of 5 made the back end.
Yeah, they're 8 of 15 here in the second half from the free throw line, leaving a lot of money at the table.
Yep.
9 of 15, excuse me.
7-point game. Ellis on the drive. Oh, whoa. Trainer went for the lob and couldn't convert.
Trainer could have adjusted and said, okay, I can't catch and dunk it, but I can catch and lay that thing in.
We saw Cameron Corn do it in the first game,
True.
right? For Florida State. Javon Franklin for Georgia Tech, by the way, likewise.
I didn't know Franklin did anything else other than grab 19 rebounds. I mean, every time you look, my man was grabbing one.
Kick out three, Zachary. Whoa! Pena tried to flush it back. It spun out, and BC somehow ends up with a second chance here. CJ Pena's ticketed at 230 pounds, plays a lot bigger, looks a lot bigger. 4 to shoot for Zachary. Lands defending. Now Langford, shot clock going off. And Madsen, in between 3 cards, pulls it out for a third BC chance and makes them pay.
That's how it goes. Law of averages. Fail to locate a block out once. Okay, twice. The basketball guy's going to make you pay.
Earl Grant knows a 10-point lead with 6:40 to go is a heavy favorite for BC. Mason Madsen.
Mad Dog. Give me all 3 of them. The madness upon us.
Gives it to the freshman of the year, Traylor. Off the glass and scored!
Make some memories.
Campbell leads.
Make some noise.
Boy, tell you what, you get the goosebumps, don't you? The buzzer beaters of championship week already in. The Fighting Seth Greenbergs are at the top of the card.
How about it? FDU in the building.
Southeast Missouri State. Boy, Mike Morrill at UNC Asheville done a fabulous job. Shout out to my man, Amir Abdur-Rahim and the Owls of Kennesaw State, who go for the very first time
That's awesome.
at the Division I level with a terrific win against Liberty on Sunday afternoon. Well, the story of this second half is free throw differential, Jordan, and second chance points. BC's got 11 points on 9 second half offensive rebounds.
And 12 for the game.
Yep.
Louisville has lacked that fight on the defensive backboard here down the stretch.
Madsen, who had the 3 a moment ago, gets the layup. 9 for Mason Madsen, largest lead of the night.
Madsen bangs down that 3. They respect him out there. He attacks the closeout masterfully.
Devin McLaughlin fouls L. Ellis near the midcourt line.
So Madsen bangs down the 3 earlier, so then Mike James gets up on him, but James isn't in a stance. Doesn't close out on him properly, and Madsen says, deuces, I'm out to the rim.
Here's L. Ellis at the line. 6'3" senior from Durham, of course. Averaged 9 points against the league a year ago, averaging 17-1. 6th best scorer in ACC play coming in.
But not an efficient guy beyond the arc, shooting 32%. So McLaughlin does not need to close out with that reckless nature and provide an opportunity for 3 from the charity stripe.
Yep. It was noted this is the only true guard on Kenny Payne's roster, and that has not changed this year. This guy, one of the league leaders in minutes.
You know what I'd love to see, Wes? Him come back and play off the ball next year.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of Louisville fans would love to see him play off the ball next year.
Yep. 9-point game. Card's got to get stops and then got to get Ellis going again here in the second half. Very eerily similar to kind of the storybook of the first 20 minutes, Jordan.
No question.
They trailed double figures, found a way to fight back with a 19-6 run in the last 6.5.
Gonna have to do a better job on the backboard defending the paint and getting some runouts.
3 to shoot. BC again's wound the clock down. My goodness, Zachary.
Offensive rebound.
Here is Bickerstaff turning, and the follow by Zachary on the backside.
The undoing, without question, for the Cards here is the backboard. Failure to defensive rebound, locate bodies. Eagles get whatever they want, second chance.
Jaden Zachary now, 13 in the ball game on his 3rd field goal. Skip for Trainer's 3. And Pena will run it down in the corner.
Wes, a bad defense, the worst in the conference that Louisville boasts, gets infinitely worse when you're presenting second chances and third chances to the opposition.
And Earl Grant is content to wind the shot clock down on every possession if he can here. Zachary runs it up on the glass and one.
Zachary has been almost Mateen Cleaves-esque.
Wow.
If you think of a name from March, just a physicality to how he gets there and how he uses his body, creates that space with a little bit of the bump, and like all great finishers, keeps his eye on the goal through the contact. Now watch him, top of the wing, coming from the other side, left side. His own teammate, Madsen, almost prevented the putback. He's played with a level of aggression that has been unmatched here in the second half.
Yep.
He has been the difference. He has set the tone.
Zachary will go to the line, try and finish up this three-point trip. And the 15th point will not become the 16th point. 13-point lead, which feels like a real big wide gap with the struggles of Louisville at the offensive end. Trainer mistimed the follow. They roll to the deck, and out of there with it comes James. Mike James back on the floor has now got his second field goal of the ball game and only 8 points. Bickerstaff bounced it, tried to go to a league bay, thrown away. Here's Ellis. Lob in traffic. Trainer undercut a little bit by Zachary, and that'll cost Jaden Zachary the foul. It'll be 7 on Boston College, but the Eagles are in command. Zachary and BC with an 11-point lead. ACC Network Basketball is brought to you by New York Life. Over 12,000 agents there to help guide you through life's happiest and most difficult times. Well, because Thursday, the big rigs arrive. Top seed Miami, second seed Virginia, the third seed Clemson Tigers, and the fourth seeded Duke Blue Devils. That will be quarterfinal Thursday at the New York Life ACC tournament.
Look, it's in vogue to take shots at the ACC this year, and it seems to happen the last few seasons by the national pundits often. But I look at that field and I look at 4, 5, 6 teams that nobody wants to see in the madness.
Nope.
Assuming those 6 can all arrive.
Trainer hit the first. Second one also cleanly through for J.J. Trainer. Any of the 4, I think, are capable of winning the event.
But then throw NC State in the mix, throw Pitt in the mix.
You put Carolina down there as the Cinderella 7 in the first half.
You think people want to play Carolina if Carolina gets into the tournament?
Tell you what, somebody flips the switch. The history of this event recently, let me just...
This one's going to be a buckle-up situation this week.
Well, here's the story a little bit for you on this, right? You got to remember how the seeds have gone down here in the last few years. The 7 won the event last year for the first time.
And they had to.
Right.
In the Hokies.
I mean, the 6s won the event 5 times. Duke won it in 17, playing 4 days, Jordan.
Hard not to like Duke right now. They're healthy. And I want to give a hat tip to Coach Shire, the job he's done. Any other year, Coach Shire's the coach of the year. Undefeated at home, sweeps Carolina.
Right.
Put together a 20 however many win season. And when you're around him in that program, you go, oh, yeah, he's the right guy to replace K.
Yeah.
He's got this thing in a good place.
Foul in the midcourt area is going to be on Mike James. That'll be it for Mike James.
Pay attention to that guy on the right of your screen, Nate Leshevsky. Capable of going for 30. Yep. Be interesting to see if he has it in the tank as we get ready for Hokies and the Irish.
Yep. Out of Jupiter, Florida. Kind of a quiet finish to the regular season for Leshevsky. They called the foul on Lands. I inadvertently awarded it to Mike James. So the foul on Kamari Lands as Jaden Zachary comes back from Madsen. And Mekhi Ashton Langford ready for a second free throw. What I was going to tell you is the top seed has won the title in 69 events only 32 times. Since 1974, the top seed's only won it 17 times.
So you're trying to talk me off my confidence meter being so high on Miami.
At all. I'm just bringing the scope of the event where things get crazy. And you and I talked about this. I've said for 2 months, Wednesday at noon begins what might be the most competitive 4 days in ACC tournament history. Bounce pass, and McLaughlin couldn't finish the dunk. No whistle. BC bench wanted a foul, didn't get it. Here's Lands, a 3-ball. Spins out, Zachary the rebound. 9-point lead for BC, and Earl Grant's team's going to salt the clock a little here. Makai, Ashton Langford, DeMar Langford, Prince Aligbe on the floor, and there is a foul inside. And with under 2 to go, a 9-point lead. And oh, hey now, let's check in. There they are. Joel Berry, Carlos Boozer.
I'll tell you, they need security over there.
Yeah, they do. Nothing but net crew will be back after our ball game, of course. And Kelsey Riggs.
Point, PG.
Maintaining the order. 6:30 tonight and also 9 o'clock. Good to see big number 4 in the house.
Hey, Booze, man. Best dress.
Yep. No
three-piece.
Hey, not even close, man.
Look at my man.
Not even close.
It's GQ.
Yeah. Mike James. Yep.
It's been a long season.
Yeah. He's going to be a really good player, man.
He's got a lot of great moments ahead for him.
Sure does. And Aligbe will go to the line.
He's got 2 shots.
Everybody getting ready, and we'll bring you Virginia Tech and Notre Dame at certainly after 7 o'clock tonight, it looks like, here in Greensboro. Hokies and Irish.
2 teams that, if they get hot, could light up the scoreboard.
Ooh,
could be a
boy.
drastically, expected to be a drastically different feel from the game. We currently have about 2 minutes left.
A lot of the game will be played behind the line tonight.
Yep. A lot of skilled guys. There'll be some 5 out. Vasily, and then you got Leshevsky on the other side. Those guys at the 5 spot.
Padula.
Yep. Bucket getters.
Butts. Dane Goodwin.
Dane Goodwin is a bucket getter.
Yeah.
J.J. Starling might have saved his best for the end of the season here.
We'll
Stay tuned.
Yep. Starling did not play in the final, 3 games of the regular season? 4 games of the regular season?
And JJ is lost for the rest of the season.
Okay. There's the lob and the catch and layup for McLaughlin.
Thank you for that reminder.
Here's the other part about this with 1:25 to go and now a 13-point lead for Boston College. Earl Grant's getting ready to go 3-1 in his first 4 games at the ACC tournament.
He's building.
Wow. Now, I can't tell you how impressive the 2-1 mark was a year ago, and he's going to add to it tonight. And, Aligbe was trying for the no-look bounce pass, but instead it got deflected out of bounds by Louisville. Yeah.
Off the opposition's foot, give yourself another possession.
Coach, I couldn't catch it. I was trying to keep the possession. Boy, Earl Grant's got a good staff, doesn't he? Oh, my goodness. Anthony Goins, Corey McCray, Jim Molinari, a terrific head coach, as you know, Jordan, in his day.
Of course.
Boston College is going to go to 16-16. And Louisville's incredibly difficult year is going to come to an end. Aligbe the layup. And Kenny Payne, I think, has got 5 guys at the table, but lands the shot.
I'm going to go ahead and get him in right here.
Yep. And going to put 5 on the floor here. It's Ashton Miles DeVore. And Hersey Miller has come onto the floor, as has Roosevelt Wheeler. Devin Reed, a 6'8 freshman, is checked in as well for the Bill. And Boston College does the same. Quinn Pemberton is into the lineup. Abe Ataya has checked in. Andrew Kenny, a senior from Seattle. And there is the aforementioned Amari Mighty on the floor, who we talked about in the first half.
Survive and advance, Wes.
Yep.
That's the name of the game. Boston College, the expected favorite here, took care of business in the second half by, quite frankly, being the aggressor. winning on the backboard, second chance opportunities, getting to the free throw line, getting Louisville, getting into that bonus early on in the better part of the second half, and was really in firm control.
Andrew Kenny with 8 to shoot. 3 ball away, and good. Noel scores. Jonathan Noel, the younger brother of Nerlens Noel out of Everett, Massachusetts. And that will be that. 80-62. And the bench erupts to hug Jonathan Noel. Good for him. First basket of the year. Yep.
Group having fun. That's what March is all about. They're going to stick around a little bit longer here in Greensboro and try and play disruptor. Have a second half like that. They got a chance.
80-60.